Attacking the weak f2 and f7 square with Scholar's Mate. This is a chessboard. There are millions of crimes that happen here every day. And when they do, they call me. I work here. I'm a chess master. The name's Kolding, Steve Kolding, but you can call me Mr. C. In order to win at Scholar's Mate, your opponent must commit the chess crime of neglecting their f2 or f7 square. The reasons for this can be speeding, they're moving too fast; carelessness, they're neglecting their duty; blindness, they cannot see; or ignorance, they just don't know. All of these reasons do not excuse their awful crime of not paying attention to their weak squares. And for this, they must suffer the ultimate penalty for their recklessness, that of checkmate. Scholar's Mate. Examples from tournament play. We will now show you several examples of this crime so that you can become a responsible chess citizen and not a weak-squared criminal. The following games are not for the squeamish. Scholar's Mate is not pretty, but when it is ignored, it can be fatal. Let the student beware if he thinks that Scholar's Mate cannot happen to him. These examples that I am showing you happened in tournament games. And guess what? There are thousands more that I didn't show you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you're about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
These were just a few of the thousands of offenses against the weak squares f2 and f7 that occur every single day in tournaments and in casual play. Whether it is through neglect, chess blindness, speed, or just plain ignorance, ignoring the weak squares can lead to embarrassing losses. Say no to an attack on f7 by protecting the square when necessary or blocking it. Remember, take care of f2 or f7 and they will take care of you. Next lesson, Fool's Mate.
I pity the fool that falls for Fool's Mate.
Checkmate in under 10 moves, Part 3. Fool's Mate. Fool's Mate is a checkmate which occurs because of a weakening of squares around your king. Fool's Mate is perhaps the most embarrassing checkmate, hence the name Fool's Mate. Fool's Mate occurs most often because the squares along the critical E1, H4 or E8, H5 diagonal have been exposed by moving pawns away from those diagonals. Remember, every time you move a pawn, you create a weakness. the exceptions, of course, being the center pawns. And what is a weakness? A weakness is a place to invade. Think of it like this. When I cut my finger, the germs invade the cut. That's why I put a bandage on the cut to stop the germs from invading. Just the same as if the cut finger, if I move pawns along critical diagonal, pieces can settle into those diagonals without suffering the consequences of my pawns capturing them. These two examples show the student Fool's Mate in its purest form. They are also the quickest checkmates possible in a game of chess. Examples of Fool's Mate in tournament play. Fool's Mate among tournament players happens very, very rarely, but it does happen, and these are just a few examples. If you think Fool's Mate can't happen to you, well, this game is by two masters. And in fact, it is known as the shortest game between two masters. How to stop Fool's Mate? Well, just don't move the F2, G2, or F7, G7 pawns without a very good reason or without a way of covering them so that pieces cannot invade. Next lesson will be attack along the E file.